Hello! You are watching Traveling with Grecas, a channel where we not only share our epic adventures, but also share helpful tips with other travelers. Back in July of 2021, we took our very first trip to New York. We stayed there for 7 days, and it still didn't feel like there was enough time. This video is part 1 of a series where we go over our experience of traveling to New York to try to help others to plan their trip. Before I get into it, I definitely need to make a shout out to both John and Sarah. Their YouTube channels helped me out a lot when I was researching for our trip, so let's get into it.
We are from Michigan, so on our first day, we flew from Detroit Metro Airport into LaGuardia. Sarah Funk has a great video on how to get from LaGuardia to other parts of New York. We followed her advice, but we did have a small issue getting a ticket for the bus. We originally walked outside and attempted to use a kiosk outside. After some failed attempts, we talked to an employee who told us that the only kiosk that gives new cards instead of just refilling your card is back inside the airport. So we got all that figured out and headed to our first hotel.
For the first 4 nights, we stayed in Red Lion Inn, located in Long Island City. Overall, it was an okay place to stay. The rooms were not anything special, but the price was great and it was not too dirty and it felt relatively safe even at night. It doesn't take long to get to Manhattan from here, with a subway station only a short walk away. There's also a Trader Joe's and a bar nearby for some late night food. We're not sure if it was due to COVID, but a lot of the places with food would close by 9 p.m. After checking into the hotel, we headed to Marsha Johnson State Park to catch the fireworks. On our way, we are 95% sure we saw Lena Headey, who we mostly know from Game of Thrones. She walked right past us, and we both did a double take, and she looked back at us before turning the corner and heading towards a hotel, which we could see had a rooftop party going on. We tried to look her up on social media to confirm she was in New York, but we were unable to find any information.
When we finally got to the park, it was insane how large the line to get in was. It took us a while to get in and find a decent spot to watch the fireworks. Although the fireworks show was cool, if I were to do it again, I would definitely get either a boat tour, restaurant, or a hotel room where I can watch the fireworks right from my window. Because being in that large crowd trying to watch fireworks was honestly not that good of an experience. After the fireworks, we headed out and picked up some ice cream from a local truck. It was the best ice cream we had the whole time in New York. Then we headed back to the hotel. While we were getting ready for bed, we also got to catch a few more fireworks right outside our window.
Our second day had amazing weather, so we decided to spend the entire day at Central Park. On our way, we stopped to grab some bubble tea, which was located right across the street from our hotel. Then we headed to Trader Joe's to grab some groceries and water to try to save some money. We then jumped on a subway and headed to Central Park, admiring some of the city on the way. We started on the southeast entrance, and we stopped at a bench to eat our breakfast that we had grabbed from Trader Joe's. We then hit a few of the more popular Instagram spots to take some photos and videos.
After that, we spent the next few hours checking out the Central Park Zoo. It is a great little zoo, and I think the coolest thing about the zoo being smaller is that you get to see most of the animals a lot closer compared to the other zoos I have been before. After the zoo, we wanted to do some RC sailboats, but unfortunately they were not available at that time. So instead we decided to check out the Alice in the Wonderland statue before heading over to the terrace. Not only that it's gorgeous, but I also really wanted to see it for myself because of the scene from John Wick.
While we were there, we saw some weddings and a dance party going on that we decided to watch for a while. There was also a great spot where you get to see a bunch of turtles that will swim right up to you. Just be careful, they will bite your finger. I know this because one bit my wife's finger. From here, we saw some people doing some rowboats, so we decided to do that as well. It was funny watching a lot of the people struggle to get their boat to move, but once you get away from the crowd, it's an amazing sight. After getting off the boat, it started to get a little dark, so we decided to check out the castle, Whispering Bench, and we attempted to hit the obelisk, but it was closed off. Once it starts getting dark, you get to see a lot of animals coming out. During the day, we saw a lot of squirrels, but at night, it was raccoons and rats.
We then headed back to the hotel. Unfortunately, most of the restaurants and food places by our hotel were closed by 9 p.m. Luckily, there was a bar nearby, so we were able to get some food before going to bed. For our third day, we started by going to the Dumbo area. We spent a good amount of time here getting photos of the Brooklyn and Manhattan bridges. You could easily spend a few hours here just taking photos and videos.
We then crossed the Brooklyn Bridge. On the bridge, you'll find a lot of people selling souvenirs, and we picked up a few while we were there. It was very hot after crossing the bridge, so we grabbed some more ice cream and then headed towards Chinatown. In Chinatown, we stopped for some dumplings, which were absolutely delicious. We decided to explore more of Chinatown, and we found a place that sold some really interesting donuts, so we stopped in to grab a few as well. After that, we headed towards the Buddhist temple, and it's a fantastic place to check out. They allow filming inside, and it is free, but we do recommend leaving a donation. Make sure that when you're in there, you respect all the people inside and their requests. There is one wall that you're not allowed to film, but it is labeled so you know which one it is.
After checking out Chinatown, we headed over to Little Italy. We grabbed some bread and a small pizza to split, and the pizza had very thin crust, not greasy, and just simply delicious. When we got out of the restaurant, we could tell there was a storm coming. So we quickly headed over to see the Ghostbusters headquarters. We went inside and even talked to the guys and also picked up a Ghostbuster patch. We had other things planned for the day, but with the storm coming, we decided to run back to the hotel instead. We ended up getting stuck in a wind tunnel and had to hop into an abandoned phone booth to put away all of our camera equipment. It started getting pretty scary.
With nothing to do while it was raining, we decided to take a nap at the hotel. When we woke up, the storm was done, so we decided to head to Times Square. We're not sure if it's because of COVID or because it had just stormed, but there was not as many people as I expected to be in Times Square. We spent some time enjoying Times Square, and we even picked up some falafels to eat. You still need to be careful in Times Square though, because even though there's a heavy police presence, there's still a lot of interesting characters you'll meet there.
That's it for this video. If you'd like to see a part 2 of our trip, please like and subscribe. And let us know what is your favorite place to visit while you're in New York by commenting down below. Thanks for watching and see you in a part 2.